The sirens hadn't even stopped echoing when Officer Mark Dwyer made the mistake that would shatter his entire career. It happened in a single blink, one reckless decision, one flash of anger, one moment where he forgot that someone was always watching. A 14-year-old girl lay on the sidewalk, her backpack spilled open, notebooks scattered, her cheek red from the slap he'd delivered, and for half a second, the street froze. If you're new here and you love powerful, real-life inspired stories like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because what happens next is something you'll never forget. Her name was Alana Rivers. Quiet, brilliant, the kind of kid who carried hope like it was part of her outfit. She'd been walking home from school, just a block from her apartment, when Dwyer stopped her. He claimed she matched a description. She didn't. And when she didn't answer fast enough, he lost his temper. The neighborhood watched it unfold, the shove, the slap, the way she stumbled to the ground and tried not to cry. Phones came out, people shouted, but nobody dared get close, nobody, except one man. From the edge of the crowd, an older gentleman stepped forward, calm but furious, his voice carrying the authority of someone who'd lived powerfully. "Officer," he said, "step away from the girl." Dwyer turned, annoyed, ready to bark commands, until he recognized him. It was Governor Mason Hale, the governor of the entire state, standing 5 feet away, watching everything. Dwyer's face drained of color. Cameras swung toward the governor as he knelt beside Alana, gently helping her sit up. "Are you hurt?" he asked, his voice soft. She nodded, wiping a tear. The crowd murmured, their confidence growing now that someone with power was here. Dwyer tried to explain himself, stumbling over words, reaching for excuses that made no sense. But Hale cut him off with a single glance, the kind that made soldiers stand straighter and liars sweat. "You struck a child," he said. "And you did it because you thought nobody important was watching." The street fell silent. Alana's older brother Marcus came running from the corner, breathless, panic in his eyes as he saw her on the ground. He pushed through the crowd until he reached her, holding her tight, anger shaking his hands. Dwyer reached for his radio, trying to turn the situation back in his favor, but the governor stepped directly in his path. "Officer Dwyer," Hale said, "put your hands where I can see them." The crowd gasped. A cop being ordered around like a criminal wasn't something you saw every day. Dwyer froze. "Sir, with all due respect." "There is no respect for what you did," Hale replied. Within seconds, 2 state troopers, Hale's protection detail, stepped forward and surrounded Dwyer. The officer's jaw twitched, but he knew better than to resist. Cameras caught every second, every twitch of panic, every drop of sweat. It was over for him, and he knew it. But the story wasn't over, not by a long shot. The governor put an arm around Alana as her brother held her other hand. "You're going to be okay," Hale promised. "And this won't happen to another kid again. Not on my watch." Word spread in minutes. News trucks rolled in. Neighbors lined the street. For once, the community that felt ignored finally had someone listening. Someone in power standing on the sidewalk with them, instead of towering above them from an office building. Dwyer was placed on immediate suspension. Internal Affairs arrived on scene. His badge was taken, right there in front of the same people he'd once treated like they were beneath him. The sound of that badge hitting the metal evidence tray was louder than any siren. Alina wiped her face, still shaken. The governor knelt again and looked her directly in the eyes. "You deserve to feel safe in your own neighborhood," he said, "and I'm going to make sure you do." For the first time since the slap, she finally breathed. But the biggest twist came an hour later, once the crowd thinned and the sunset hit the buildings in a warm orange glow. As Alana and Marcus prepared to head home, The governor stopped them. "Alana," he said, "I saw your backpack. You like science?" She nodded shyly. He smiled. "We're launching a mentorship program next month. I want you to be the first student in it." Marcus's jaw dropped. Alana's eyes widened with disbelief. A moment of pain was about to become a doorway to her future. And Dwyer, sitting silently handcuffed in the back of a patrol car, realized that slapping one innocent girl didn't just cost him his badge, it cost him the respect he thought he commanded, the power he thought he held, and the career he thought he'd keep forever. As the police vehicle pulled away, neighbors clapped, not out of celebration but relief. For once, justice had moved quickly and publicly. Alana walked home flanked by her brother on one side and the governor on the other. 3 silhouettes against the glowing streetlights. One girl hurt, one brother protective, and one leader determined to change something bigger than any headline could hold. And that night, in a quiet apartment above a corner store, Alana finally felt seen. "So now I want to ask you, from which part of the country are you watching this video?"